Hey there folks, welcome you all to yet another vlog of mine. Flagons up to you all. It is Flagons up Friday after all, and the sun's just come out just for me, you know. It's been miserable all day here, and then I got home and just as I was about to tuck into a small flagon of ale, people, the sun came splitting through the clouds and it's absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, I just wanted to do a quick vlog to update on why it's been quiet this week. They're going to put me up. In fact, I'm going to have a sip of this, people. Cheers to you all. I'd buy you all one, you know. I'm going to say it every time. So yeah, I mean, you'll have noticed things have been somewhat quieter this week, and it's really, every now and then I do kind of burn out a little bit. And I need to just step back and just kind of enjoy me gaming for a bit, or enjoy some quiet time for a bit without recording. And it's a hard thing to kind of get across to people who watch a channel like this, or there's plenty of people on YouTube that will talk about burnout, you know, like they just, especially big YouTubers that have got millions of viewers and they feel like they've got to put stuff up all the time. And I got into a routine recently where I was putting up a lot of videos, guys. I mean, I was putting up 2 a day for I think about 4 weeks or something, when Path of Exile came out, and we were doing a Path of Exile, a Kingdoms of Amalur, a Path of Exile, a Kingdoms of Amalur, and then there was some Resident Evil, and then there were, you know, and then I wanted to do different classes of Path of Exile, and it's fine and it's great, and I enjoy it, but there comes a point where it's like, you know, you just kind of need to just zone out for a bit and step back, take a little break, and then get back into it later. It's fine. It's happened to me before. Not that I've taken any huge amount, of time off or anything like that, but you know, it is something I do for fun. It is something I do to share my gaming experience with you guys. So it's not about money. It's not about throwing videos up and all that sort of stuff. It's about enjoying gaming. So whenever I feel that I need to just step back a little bit, I just do it. And then I'll, you know, update you guys in a video like this, as I am now, people. So the 2 videos that I've posted up today, which are Path of Exile, I think it was, well, it's the Ranger, and it was part 22 and part 23, they were actually recorded at the tail end of last week, and I hung on to them because I could kind of feel myself wanting to have a little bit of a breather, so I hung on to them. Because Mondays and Tuesdays aren't great days for posting videos. They don't get a lot of views. And it seems to be midweek onward that seems to be more popular when you put videos up. So I thought I'll hang on to them until midweek. And, you know, anyway, as it was, I put them up yesterday and today. Oh, were they both today? No, I put them both up today. And only because I did finally get back to doing some recording last night, just for an hour on, well, off camera, as I stated probably in the vlog last week, I was grinding out Templar on Path of Exile, and I finally got that Templar to exactly the same place as the Ranger ended up at the end, well, at part 23. So at that point I was going to say, right, I'm going to do, in my brain yesterday, I've actually got it ready to publish the Templar thing, and I've got it ready as a part 1 from Act 4, but I think what I'm going to do is, having done that, I'm going to change the thumbnail and the title on it, and I'm going to call that part 24 of the Ranger, well, of that playthrough. And what I'll do is I'll have one Xbox One X playthrough that continues with a different character from a certain point. So we've used the Ranger up until that point, and I'm going to start using the Templar from now for a fair while. I've also got a Scion who is at the same stage as well. So I've got 3 characters all at the same stage. So off camera, when I need the break and I just want to chill out by myself, it's a good game for me just to pick up and just enjoy some gaming and have a... It's also good to play it off camera because you kind of... I don't have to be as quick with stuff when I'm off camera. So I can spend more time in menus, and some of you will be thinking, Christ, he spends a lot of time in there already. But I do spend more time looking at gem combinations, especially with support gems against other things, when I'm not on camera. So it's been brilliant playing that game off camera so that I can get that into my thought process and use it when I record. So we've got 3 characters now. So we've got the Templar, the Ranger, the Templar, the Ranger, and the Scion. the Templar, the Ranger and the Scion all at the beginning of Act 4. Well, yeah, beginning of Act 4 is where it... Did I record it? Yeah, I recorded the Templar from the Aqueduct, which is exactly where Act 4 begins. And I think the Ranger ends at Highgate, which is just after the Aqueduct. So, where's the Scion? The Scion, the Scion is on the Aqueduct. So the Scion's at the beginning of Act 4 as well. So we've got 3 characters that we can use from this point on to jump between as we go on. So when you see my playthroughs come in, for the next little while it'll be the Templar. And then after that, I'll, off camera, when I'm just wanting to enjoy some gameplay off camera, I will do the Ranger and the Scion so that they keep up with the Templar, and when I want to jump over to the Scion, we'll jump back to the Scion and so forth. And that way we can see a bit of progression over those 3 classes in this game. I think I might just spat there, people. I'm sorry about that. Maybe I need a drink. I don't know, eh? It's not very professional on this channel, spitting all over the place and drinking beers. What? What? So yeah, so I'm actually, it kind of mixes it up a bit. I think it's more interesting for you to watch than the same character over and over again. It's also interesting because as you progress, all of the gems, well, new gems come along. So the moves are continuously changing, or the moves are getting more Uber, or Uber versions of them come along. There's so many gems that I've seen, especially with the Templar, that I hadn't seen before through the Duelist, the Ranger and the Scion. I had gems I'd never come across before. Same with the Scion, I came across a couple, but especially with the Templar. And the Templar is probably been the most interesting one out of all of them. And I've had a really good time with that one, so I'm really looking forward to recording more of it with you. The beginning of this part, which will be part 24, in fact I'll post that up tonight. I did post 2 up already today, but I'll post that up tonight after I've posted this up for a little while. And at the moment it's called part 1, as I say, of a new play, but what I'll do is I'll rename it part 24 and we'll continue with that plan. I'll post that up tonight. It'll be interesting to see what you guys think, but I spend the first 10 minutes of that video is me explaining how I've created that Templar and what the gem combinations are, how I've, I show you the passive skill tree as to what I've done and what route I've taken, all that sort of stuff. So we'll do that with each of these characters as we bounce between them as we go on this massive journey by the looks of it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to carrying on with more of that, and it means that I can play off camera as well without, like, usually when I do a playthrough it's like, oh, I don't feel like recording tonight, but I can't carry on with that game I was enjoying because, well, with this gives me a perfect excuse to be able to play those games, or that game, off camera with another character just to keep it up with the one that I am recording for you at that particular time, or 2 characters in this case. Yeah, and again, for the people, so that's it with Path of Exile, that's my plan. I'll throw the Templar up. I hope you guys enjoy watching that. I think the thing with a game like that is I think people want to see the diversity of what all the different characters are like. I've come across a few people who have struggled with that game to get into it. That's fine. It's a heavy dungeon looter type game. It's kind of Diablo but with more thought process to it, I think, in my opinion. And I personally found Diablo a lot easier. Diablo? Oh, man. You say tomato, I say tomato, that kind of thing. I found Diablo, when I played it a long time ago, easier to comprehend than this. So it's taken me a lot longer to get into this. That said, I think I found this has hooked me in far more to play all those different categories, to find all those different gems and combinations of support gems against skill gems, and the passive tree is just massive, passive skill tree. So if you want to kind of get a taste for a game like that, maybe Diablo is a better call first to some extent. But I think if you do give this game a good 10 hours of your time, you'll be hooked on it. I know that sounds like a crazy amount of time, but it's not really, not in the world of a game like that. And I struggled with it the first number of hours, and the feedback I got from the channel and everyone else was fantastic to sort of help me along. But, it's not that difficult. Once you understand the concept of it, it's not that difficult, But yeah, it's fantastic. Anyway, so that's it with Path of Exile. That's the plan. Yes, Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning, people. I will be back with it, I promise. I said last week in the vlog last week that I will be doing more. I promise you that I will. I want to get some Path of Exile out my system with these different classes. I had hoped to maybe come back to Kingdoms of Amalur within a week. I did say I wouldn't promise a week, though. It could have been a couple of weeks. But it is absolutely going to come back. I absolutely will record some more Kingdoms of Amalur. I promise you all. I do, I promise. So for those people that have joined the channel for that, it will be coming back. And that it will be coming back in that Let's Play that I've started. So it will continue on from where it was. Been some fantastic comments recently. Fantastic people talking to me, even though it's been quiet. There's been people chatting away to me about some of the older stuff that I've done, so thank you for all of those. Keep talking to me, keep sending me messages. That's why I created this channel, to talk to all you fine gamers out there, so please keep it coming. What else did I want to say, people? I've put a question, not a questionnaire, what's the word I'm looking for? A poll. Not a nobody wants to fill in a questionnaire, people, for the love of God. I've put a poll up just before I did this, as to who has pre-ordered Days Gone for the 26th of April. So go and find that on the community tab and fill in your answer to that. There is 4 answers, I believe. Yeah. You don't have a yes/no answer on this channel, people. It's far more fun than that. So there you go. I think that's me done, people. I think I'm going to lift my beer up now, and there you go. You've seen a little bit of my kitchen there, and the garden, and the guitars. I haven't done a guitar vlog for ages, mainly because I haven't been practicing, people. Well, I hope that's kept you all up to date. I hope that's been as exciting for you as it was for me. There you are. Anyway, that's why it's been quiet on the channel. And it may be a similar thing this week, but I will try and well, to be fair, I am feeling a bit of a buzz about doing the Templar on camera, because I've done so much grinding with him to get to the point where I could show him off. And he's got some really interesting moves that I hadn't used before. The Scion is actually... There's a few moves with the Scion that I am using with the Templar, because the Templars are a complete mix of intelligence and strength. Whereas the Scion, I've actually made into a mage. You can go any direction with the Scion. It doesn't have to be magics. But because I wanted to try the magics out, that's what I did with the Scion. But even going entirely magic has proven a different journey to the Templar, who is also a magics person in some degree. And the moves are, well, some of the moves are the same, some of them are different. So, you know, I think because you want to make use of some of the physical elements of the Templar, because he's a Scottish beast, so he is. And he has a pet. I'm not going to tell you what it is, you need to go and watch it. All of my characters have a pet, people, and they're all different pets. Not that I spent a lot of money on the bloody online microtransactions or anything. But it's good to support the game, people. There you are, I'm going to go now. Because I will just blab on, you know, for about an hour about things that will just bore you to tears, people. It has been an honour and a privilege serving for you once again in this vlog of mine. And I shall see you next time, folks. Take it easy. Bye.